Hello, this is Taro Tachibana, and today I'll be going over my final sprint. Now, under my first user story, under movement functionality, I have as a player, I want to press the A button so that I can perform a jump straight up. And the acceptance criteria is that when the game is open and the user clicks the A button, the player should jump straight up and fall back to the ground. I'm going to bring in my emulator. I'm going to press the A button. You see that he jumps up straight up and right back down to the ground. For my next user story, I have as a player, I want to press the left or right arrow button combined with the A button so that I can jump diagonally. And the acceptance criteria for that is that when the game is open and the user presses the left or right arrow combined with the A button, the player should jump diagonally and land on the ground. Alright. Jump, arrow, move. Now for my next user story, I have as a player, I want to press the X button to melee attack so that I can attack enemies. And the acceptance criteria is that when the game is open and the user clicks on the X button, the player performs a melee attack. Melee attack. Now I have as a player, I want to appear to slash in front of me when I melee attack so that the game appears more realistic. And the acceptance criteria is that when the game is open and the user clicks on the X button, the user's character performs a sword swinging animation. As you can see, he's performing the sword swinging animation. Now for my next user story, I have as a player, I want the dialogue to appear when I die so that I can input my name to record my score. And the acceptance criteria is that when the game player runs out of health, a dialogue fragment should appear requesting the user to input his or her name. The name and score should then be recorded in game storage. So I'm going to go ahead and die. Oh no, there we go. My name is going to be Test. I'm going to say no. I'm going to open the game back up. And you can see under scores, there I am, right at the top. Now you can see under my next user story I have as a player, I want the dialogue to appear after the game over dialogue asking if I want to play again. And the acceptance criteria is that when the player inputs his name and presses OK, another dialogue should appear asking if he or she wants to play again. If yes is pressed, the game should restart. If no is pressed, the game should exit. Yes, and you can see the game restarts. And you can see when I press no, the game is closed. And for my next user story, I have as a player, I want background music to play as soon as the start menu appears so that I can be stimulated during all portions of the game. The acceptance criteria is that when the app is launched, the background music should start, continue to play when the game is opened. I'm going to go ahead and turn the sound up, and then I'm going to open up Donzo. You can hear the start menu music playing. and you can even hear it while it loads. And for the next user story I have, as a player, I want to have an option in the pause menu to turn off the background music so that I don't get annoyed. And the acceptance criteria is when the game is open and the player pauses the game, there should be an option for turning the background music off that when pressed disables the background music. And here I turn it off, and just for good measure, turned it back on. For my next user story I have, as a player, I want to have a shield power-up travel across the screen so that I can be immune to damage for a fixed number of hits. And the acceptance criteria is that when the game is open, a shield power-up should randomly travel across the screen that gives the player immunity from 3 hits of damage upon collision with the player. And bring in my emulator. And there is a shield power-up icon randomly traveling across the screen. And for my next user story I have, as a player, I want a UI component to show when I have the shield power-up so that I can be aware of the power-up and how many hits I have left. The acceptance criteria is that when the game is open and the player has the shield power-up, a 3 shield icon should appear near the health user interface that decreases by 1 each time the player gets hurt. There should also be a shield drawn on the player while he has the power-up. When the player gets hit a 3rd time, he should no longer have the shield. Luckily, I just got it. And from here you can see I have the 3 shield icons over by the hearts, and I have the shield user interface around me. And then you see I got hit again, and got hit again. And now you can see I no longer have it. Alright, should be the end of my video. Thank you.